Hi all Muglax Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright, so we've just hit morning, and I am one level. One measly level from Steel Tools. So, I think we need to go find some zombies to kill. And not die. We have to both find zombies to kill and not die. That's the true trick to this whole thing. I need some zombies and no death. Zombies. Ugh, this road is covered in junk. I need some zombies. So it's a super late recording. I kind of halfway forgot. And, I've been working. I, we had some extra stuff to do on the project this week, and, I decided to go ahead and get my part done tonight rather than tomorrow. And so I just finished work, and it's 1:20 a.m. I mean, I wasn't just working on that, but I did have to get up this morning, and I had a meeting with a lawyer for estate stuff. I think we're just about done with all that crap. At least from what the lawyer said. So, and then when I got home from that, I had emailed the lawnmower company because, you know what? Still hadn't heard back on getting my lawnmower delivered from 2 weeks ago. That's a little tiny story I'll tell. And then I went to work, and then the lawnmower came, and then I worked until dinner time, and then after dinner time I went out and I mowed the lawn. Not a lot of the lawn because we've got a guy out here who's mowing the really deep stuff because that's too deep even for the new lawnmower that we bought to handle. He's got a really big mower, and so once he's done, then I can handle it after he's cut it down a bit. But I technically can handle it now, but it took me like 6 or 8 passes to get all of the super tall grass stems cut down. And if he does it, then it only takes me like one pass. So we'll let him do it once, and then I can get in there. And is it weird to me, or is there like a shadow following me? I don't understand why it's all sunny ahead of me, and then it's like I'm that dude from the Peanuts that the cloud hangs over his head. I think that's the Peanuts, where it's always raining on him. Maybe I'm thinking of Pigpen, who always has a dust cloud. I don't know. Anyways, and so then when I came in from that, it was almost 10 o'clock. And I thought, you know what? I've got like 3 hours, a little over 3 hours to go. So I think I'll just go ahead and finish off tonight. um, my part of the project, and then that way I'm done. And tomorrow I can just sleep in. Uh, and so yeah, so that is what I've been doing. But man, this guy's not caught on. There we go. I was gonna say this guy's not catching on fire or nothing. All right, let's see if we can find that deer. But then I find myself recording at 1:30 in the morning, practically. I mean, it will be here in a couple minutes. Weird. I don't know where it went to. Just vanished. Oh, wait, is that it? Nope, that's another zombie. Oh, there it is. Hey, dear, are you just gonna swim in the bottom of the lake here? Is that what's going on? Uh-oh. I can't swim. I'm out of stamina. I have stamina. Why aren't you getting up to breathe? Yeah, I know I can't breathe in here, but I want to get this deer carcass. There we go. And then we want to kill this zombie. But we'll probably use my fiery club for that. I've never driven a riding lawnmower before, and so that's definitely a new experience for me. I've driven a tractor, which is a lot bigger than this thing, and I gotta say, I'm gonna have to get used to it. It's every time you tilt a little bit on the lawn, I feel like I'm gonna fall off of it. I don't like that feeling. I was looking up tonight how much of an angle is safe to go on a riding lawnmower, so that I make sure I don't flip over and die. I don't think I would flip over and die, but it's not as big of an angle as I thought it would be. But they suggest 15 degrees, so I'll make sure not to tilt too much. I mean, I was at like 2 degrees, and I was like, ooh, I feel like I'm gonna fall over. I didn't know. And then, yep, I came from that, and then I worked until just a little bit ago. So, alright, so the lawnmower story. I know I've told the lawnmower story, a few stories about the lawnmower because, well, it was a big event in my life, and, my mundane, I don't do nothing life. And so I had to go pay for the lawnmower in person, even though we ordered online, because the people at the store couldn't handle running a credit card, basically. It was just too complicated for them. Tractor store, a tractor store, where I have to assume they work with the banks, because I assume a lot of people finance stuff like a large lawnmower or a tractor, and but somehow they just couldn't manage to run our debit cards. Just couldn't do it. So I had to go and pay with a check. And while I was in there and I paid for the check, the lady goes, "So, do you know if you're getting it delivered?" Or I'm like, "Yeah, I already set up for the delivery, but it's supposed to be here tomorrow, and I don't know if the incident with the payment changes the delivery date or what." And so the woman at the main office said, "Well, I removed the delivery from the work order list because it hadn't been paid for." Now that is an important item for my story. She said it had been removed from the work order because it hadn't been paid for. And so we paid it. So she said she would put it back on the work order list. And then the woman I was talking to said, "Well, they, basically didn't tell me when it was going to be delivered. So I guess watch your email and wait for a phone call, and we'll let you know." And I'm like, "Okay." So Friday comes and goes. When my initial delivery was scheduled, not a peep. Monday comes and goes, not a peep. Tuesday comes and goes, not a peep. Wednesday comes and goes, and the check that I had paid for the lawnmower has been cashed and cleared on Wednesday. And and this morning, still not a peep. And so I emailed the local branch, and I'm like, "Hey, where's my lawnmower? When are you gonna deliver it?" I didn't say it like that. What did I say? I said, "I would like to know the status of order, blah blah blah." I don't remember what the number was, and I'm just curious to know what the new delivery date slash time is. If you could drop me an email, that would be great. Thank you. Now, obviously, the thing I hate most, about dealing with stores is that they've got a spot for me to email them, but they feel the need to call me back in person. If I wanted to talk to you on the phone, I would have called you on the phone. It's like I'm a member of the science fiction book club because I am too lazy to sit through hold to cancel it. Because while the entire process is online and digital and done in your email and on their website, you have to call and talk to them in person to cancel your account. I just don't get it. Why do I have to call and talk in person? Why can't you just let me cancel my account? So I need to do that, but I haven't done it yet. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow since I have nothing to do tomorrow. And I can't believe I haven't made my level yet. Man, I just want to carefully go up to level 70. How far away am I? XP to next level. 15,000. Ooh, I'm not close. I'm not close at all. I'm worried about picking a house though to loot because you get those feral zombies that are so fast. Guess we could do this one. Okay, first off, nope. First off, you need gasoline. It's not high load gasoline. And, but yeah, so while I was gone, after having said, hey, shoot me an email with the answer, they called. They called and asked what day would be a good day to deliver. And so my brother-in-law's mother answered the phone. And so I don't know how realistic her answer was. But she said that she told them that where she's from, when you pay for something, you get it. And so she thought that we would want it delivered as soon as possible. Okay, so I picked this place to loot, and or not to loot, but to get XP. There's nothing here. There are no zombies in this building. How weird is that? This is the first building I have seen. With nothing. Not a single zombie in there. You are defeating my attempt to go up a level, man. Yeah, so they delivered it, and it was kind of funny because the dude is like commenting on how tall our lawn is, and I'm like, yeah, well, our riding lawnmower broke, and the guy that was doing the mowing here, he didn't tell anybody that the riding lawnmower was broken until I mentioned something about the grass being really tall. And he's like, you don't do the mowing here? I'm like, no. He's like, well, how many people live here? Well, why is that in your business, dude? I'm like, a few. I'm like, and one of the other guys was doing all the mowing, so I didn't pay attention because somebody else was doing it. Why do I need to pay attention? Maybe in this store? Am I pressing the wrong button? Oh, you must repair this before you can pick it up. You know what? I don't have any grass anyways. And so, but he asked if I had ever driven a riding lawnmower before, and I'm like, nope. And then he says this to me. Well, I would suggest then, before you try and mow the lawn with it, that you start it up and you take it behind one of these buildings and drive it around a bit before you start mowing out where people can see you. What does that mean, dude? You think I'm gonna be that bad at driving the lawnmower? Oh, dang it. That guy just popped up. Also, I can't hit him in the head. There's one of them running zombies. She dead now. I wish the fire worked a little better. I'm not sure how beneficial it actually is. I put another point into my sexual Tyrannosaurus. Since we're hopefully gonna have the... Oh, I thought he was dead. Gonna have the recipes for steel tools soon. Okay, how close are we now? Ugh, I've only gone up 4,000 XP. Hey, buddy. Come down here and fight. Hey, is it just me or did my stick stop producing fire? I hear you, but unless you come down... Are you trying to break your way through the wall? Alright, alright, alright. I'll come around the outside. Alright. I mean, I can't see through that tree. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. In keeping with the horror theme of 7 Days to Die, I did watch a horror movie tonight. It was apparently a documentary from some guy who used to have a show about hunting ghosts, and he apparently bought a haunted house, and so the movie is about all the things that happened to him because of his purchase of a haunted house. And now I've never watched his show, so I don't know what his show was like. But I did used to watch a lot of ghost hunters, which I found interesting, and I mean, like, almost pretty much nothing ever happened on ghost hunters. So I wasn't expecting a lot out of fake ghost hunters. Ghost Adventures, I think they said it was called. The movie was called Demon House. And it's kind of goofy. It was like, I had a dream, and in the dream, a 12-foot demon breathed smoke into me. And then I read a news article about this house where people moved out because it had ghosts. I'm like, yeah, I really don't see the connection there. Like, I'm glad you see all that, but that's not a anything. That doesn't even... Oh, I need to make sure to grab water too while I'm here by the river. And yeah, I know that was supposed to be getting XP for my level, but you know, the store's ready to be looted again. I guess I can loot it. I don't need coffee beans. Guess I should throw them out though, just in case the sync resets. And so it was just a lot of that stuff. And then they'd be like, "Ooh, did you hear that?" And then they play back something, and it'd be just this quiet little noise that you can't hear, or you can barely hear, and then they play what they think it says over top of it, and they made me laugh because at one point he's in the building alone by himself, and they're like, the wind, or he hears a noise and he thinks it says something, and so they put on the screen what they believe it says, um, and then they immediately cut to the fact that the wind is blowing, and he clearly, what he said sounded like a woman's voice, was listening to the wind blow in the middle of winter. And I'm like, okay, okay, guy. Uh, and I know, like, from watching that stuff, I know, like, electromagnetic levels in a building really creep people out. And so a lot of it usually just turns out to be that kind of stuff. And so, that's mostly what they were dealing with. And then they bring in this guy who's like telling them that, electromagnetic levels will make you feel like a place is haunted, even though it's not really haunted. And so I'm a big believer in electromagnetic fields. And then the guy proceeds to tell them that the ambient level of electromagnetics in the house is higher than he would like to see. And it's like, oh, okay, so obviously people think the house is haunted. He thinks it's haunted by a demon, since he called it Demon House. And so so he also had a building inspector come in, and the inspector was like, yeah, this place has got like carbon monoxide high levels. It's got black mold. It's got, other things that can cause people to feel ill or hallucinate or stuff like that. And and so yeah, it was just a bunch of stuff where, I mean, it wasn't even like at no point did it look like anything I'd ever seen on any other ghost thing. It just seemed like they were faking a haunting from a ghost show, and then they'd be like, ooh, and then the guy's standing there, and then all of a sudden he becomes aggressive and he tells the guy to get out, but it was only caught, even though everybody's standing around with cameras and mics, it was only caught on this one CCTV camera with no sound. And then he's standing at the door and he's like, what did I do? What did I do? And they're like, oh, you got all belligerent and you yelled at the guy to get out. Come on, man, come out of the house. No, I'm not coming out of the house. Come on, man, just for a little bit. I don't wanna come out of the house. I'm like, okay. Nope. Nope. You're like a terrible version of Paranormal Activity at this point. Nothing happened. Nothing happened the entire show. All they did was like, I mean, it's a movie. It took me 3 years to create this film because of all the health problems that happened to me because of. He never says what those health problems were. Uh, uh, And then they say like, oh, the cameraman, he vomited blood in the sink, but they never show a film of where he vomited in the sink. The doctor, he passed out on the bed and they woke up and there was blood in his ears. Never showed it. Um, uh, he boarded himself up into the building, right? And so it was just him, and that's when he heard the wind blow through. And then the one that they had a thing where like the shadow detached itself from the wall, and it's clearly something the cameraman is doing, like a cord dangles in front of the camera lens for a second, and they're like, we don't know what this could possibly have been. We had a NASA video engineer take a look at this, and the NASA video engineer is like, it's got different levels of lighting, so it obviously can't be the man's hand. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. Did it look like a hand? No. It looked like a cord. Oh, come on. Seriously? Oh, I was trying to get to that level without dying, but obviously swinging your club uh, with a heavy attack means you just miss constantly, even though the zombie's standing right next to you. And on top of that, when you do hit him, it breaks his arm off instead of hitting him in the head, even though you're aiming at the same spot that you've been aiming at ever since you started playing this evening. Thanks, game. Thanks, game. Should have switched to a gun. Should have used my shotgun. Dude probably went down in a couple of blasts. Actually, I don't even know if I had any shells. Now I gotta wait a half hour of game time, right, before I can go up the next level. But no, so the dude says never shows himself up close, but the dude says, and then the I felt a sharp shooting pain. Oh, I picked up a rock. I thought that was my bag. It was a rock. Sharp shooting pain behind my eyes. Yeah, I don't have shotgun shells. And then he starts yelling for them to get him out, and so they get him out, and it caused his eyes to go cross-eyed, and so now he has to wear special glasses called prism glasses, because the house made him go cross-eyed. Not that he showed himself cross-eyed or had any proof that actually happened. But that's what he said. And they did a lot of the house is cursed. And so anyone who goes in the house suffers from the curse. I'm like, okay, is it demon possessed? Is it haunted? Is it cursed? Which one of these things is happening? Because you never establish anything. The priest who came in the house while doing wheelies on his bicycle fell down because he was in the house. One of the police officers who was in the house slipped and fell on some ice after being interviewed. The niece of one of the people tried to commit suicide after being in the house. The cameraman got belligerent and got fired after being in the house. I had to wear glasses after being in the house. Yeah. This guy who we interviewed outside the house was kicked out of his apartment after being interviewed. And they say something evil came out of me and went into him. Okay, dude. Okay. Sure thing. Sure thing. And so he tore the house down. And now they say that people perform satanic rituals on the site. And I didn't get rid of the whole house. I kept part of the stairs and a bucket of dirt from the basement. Okay. Yeah, it was a disappointing waste of my time. I was watching a YouTube video. The five the five most upsetting documentaries, and then another five upsetting documentaries are scary or horrifying or terrifying or something like that. And and so that was like the only one I hadn't seen. Uh, that was on the list, and so I wanted to check it out because I hadn't seen that one. I wonder how my base is doing. Remember my base up here? Uh, oh, never mind. Apparently the building redid itself. Is it supposed to do that? I used to have a base up there, but that whole building is whole again. Weird. Well, I guess I am going to go ahead and call it here. So click like if you like, subscribe to catch the next one, and I will talk to you later.